Hi everyone and welcome back. So today I'm going to be talking about something called cashless ATMs and how these cashless ATMs are utilized in dispensary businesses especially. Now keep in mind that cashless ATMs are illegal. However, they are used quite often or quite a bit at dispensaries. Now, how do cashless ATMs work and what are they? So a cashless ATM basically is when a customer purchases a product from the store. So let's say, for example, your customer purchases something worth, say, $11. And they purchase it, and then they in turn give you the debit card. And then you give them, say, $9 back. And then that particular transaction is recorded as an ATM transaction rather than the sale of a so-called product. So that is what is considered a cashless ATM. And the reason why cannabis dispensaries utilize this method is because it is illegal to use credit cards to purchase anything that is cannabis related. And it's also illegal to use debit cards if the bank that you're banking with is not cannabis friendly. So if you are using a cannabis friendly bank and the transaction is going through the debit rails, then that is, not necessarily considered illegal, so to speak, as far as I know, right? But there's always that fine line and that gray line between everything when it comes to cannabis. And the laws are constantly changing. But for sure, you cannot use a credit card. And you can't use a credit card because there is no interstate commerce allowed. As a cannabis business, there is no interstate commerce allowed. When you start using credit cards, then you are not only are you running credit cards using the credit line, but you are also violating the interstate commerce rules and regulations, right? That's illegal. So a way to sort of get around not being able to use debit cards to actually purchase cannabis, a lot of dispensaries go about using this cashless ATM method. Now, I was reading an article, and the article said cashless ATMs have grown into a $7 billion marijuana loophole. Now, notice the word loophole. Whenever you hear the word loophole, what that means is usually you are trying to take an illegal situation and try to find a way around it to make it either seem legal, or you're trying to circumvent something that is illegal. That's really what a loophole means. Now, sometimes a loophole can be positive, but usually if there is a loophole in a law or in a rule, usually what does the government try to do? Or what does your boss try to do? They try to cover up or to fix the loophole. That way you could no longer do what it is you're trying to do. So the fact that they're even using the word loophole tells you that this is something that should not be done. Okay, so it says technology that lets people use plastic to pay for weed is a fast-growing industry, but some methods deceive the banking system and the profits go up in smokes. So really, it is not legal. This is not a legal method. Now, I do understand why dispensaries are resorting to these types of methods. Is because, number one, people spend more money when they people spend more money when they use some sort of credit card or debit card. Number two, people don't walk around with cash anymore. People aren't walking around here with pockets full of cash. So most of us use either credit cards or debit cards. Okay, so, and not only that, having that much cash in the dispensary is dangerous, and you're putting the lives of your workers at risk. So people within the industry are always trying to find ways to circumvent some of those laws or rules that not only prevent them from being able to make a profit or make money, but also that puts their workers at risk. So I understand why the dispensaries do what they do, but keep in mind that it is illegal, and you don't want to find yourself, out of money or losing money, or as this article says, your profits going up in smokes because you're doing something you're not supposed to do. Now, as I scrolled further down Let's see. It says that the problem with the cashless ATM model is that you are masking a marijuana transaction, says Andrew Klein, a lawyer in the Denver office of Perkins Coie, specializing in cannabis law. Basically, you're saying that this is a normal ATM transaction when in fact it is not. You're basically lying. So that is basically what is being insinuated when you claim that a transaction is an ATM transaction rather than an actual sale. And to cover it up, you make sure that you round off the number. So if the person's bill is $4.25, but you want it to say $5 because you can't get $4.25 out of an ATM machine. So you have to round it up. So you're knowingly doing things to try to deceive the bank, which is illegal. And I keep saying this, but it is illegal. Okay, so Visa Inc. said in a December 2nd memo to clients that it was aware of the scheme involving cashless ATMs and that such transactions are prohibited on its network. Now, what the consequences of this will be at some point, I'm not sure. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, sometime last year, I think there were 2 executives that got into trouble for this whole cashless ATM scheme. And I tried to go back to look for the article, but I couldn't really find it. But if I do find it, I'll definitely come back here and talk about it and include a link to in the description. So what's the moral of the story? The moral of the story is do not do or do not perform or do not get into or do not be a part of the so-called scheme as it relates to cashless ATMs, because you don't want to find yourself in trouble. It doesn't take much for the feds to come in and raid a cannabis business. As a matter of fact, they're looking for reasons to do that. So it's already illegal on the federal level. So don't give the feds additional reason to come in and to raid your business. Okay, you don't want to do that. So the moral to the story is do things the right way. And I know it's challenging, and all we can do is hope and pray that sooner or later, hopefully this year, that the banking laws will change and that they will at the very least allow marijuana or cannabis businesses to start banking normally like any other business. Now, hoping for legalization is a huge hope. Once marijuana or cannabis becomes legal, then banking shouldn't be much of a problem. However, we're hoping that if the government does not legalize marijuana, that at the very least, let them change the banking laws so that marijuana businesses or cannabis businesses can operate like any other business. Okay, so if you like this content, please don't forget to subscribe, like my channel, tell your friends about it. And if you have any questions or you would like to have a consultation with me, please feel free to go into the description, click on my consultation link and sign up for a consultation. All right, thanks guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.